Note: inner excellence definitions for some of the terms throughout the book are provided in the glossary. These presuppositions are a crucial part of the mindset you will be developing the rest of your life. You will be learning a lot of new information, and because much of this is new for you, may seem overwhelming at times. It may seem overwhelming at times. Don't worry, my professional athletes have achieved extraordinary success. My professional athletes have achieved extraordinary success through this process, and most have felt the same way at the start. Most have felt the same way at the start. Remember, this is the lifelong journey. This is a manual you will refer back to many times. As you go through the book, mark this section to keep these presuppositions and principles in mind. As you go through the book, mark this section to keep these presuppositions and principles in mind. Commit them to memory and take notes. Especially in the first few chapters, as we analyze the challenging obstacles that we all encounter. As you do, you will begin to notice how these perspectives will help you gain mastery over your greatest challenges. This will set the foundation for the tools and skills you will learn throughout the rest of the book. Okay, let's go time. Let's do this. As you go through the book, mark this section to keep these presuppositions and principles in mind. Commit them to memory and take notes, especially in the first few chapters as we analyze the challenging obstacles that we all encounter. As you do, you will begin to notice how these perspectives will help you gain mastery over your greatest challenges. This will set the foundation for the tools and skills you will learn throughout the rest of the book. Okay, it's go time. Let's do this. Introduction. We are half-hearted creatures, fooling about with drink and sex and ambition when infinite joy is offered to us. Fooling about, we are half-hearted creatures, fooling about with drink and ambition when infinite joy is offered to us, like an ignorant child who wants to go on making mud pies in a slum because he cannot imagine what is meant by an offer of holiday at sea. We are far too easily pleased. We are far too easily pleased. We are half-hearted creatures. We are half-hearted creatures. We are half-hearted creatures, fooling about with drink and ambition when infinite joy is offered to us. When infinite joy is offered to us. Infinite joy is offered to us. In the early hours of June 27, 2011, Ryan Dodd woke up in an alley outside a bar in a rough part of town in Flint, Michigan, with a fractured skull. It was his first bar fight, and Ryan was in even worse shape than he knew. Only hours before, he had been standing on the top of the podium after one of the biggest victories of his life, holding the King of Darkness gold medal high in the air. Professional water ski jumpers hit the ram at 70 miles per hour and fly over 200 feet. Ryan was used to face danger, but never so much as that fight. At the hospital, he was diagnosed with a fractured skull and bleeding in the brain in 3 areas. He was rushed to the trauma center for emergency surgery to alleviate pressure on the skull. 12 hours later, they were able to stop the bleeding. 12 hours later, they were able to stop bleeding after a miraculous recovery. Ryan not only skied again, but he excelled. He won his first event back on the water in May the following year. Several weeks later, he then won the next event of the year, the Masters, which he had never won before. He went on to have the best year of his career. Ryan continued to improve, and in 2017, he broke up the world record, became world champion, and number 1 in the world. Over the past 4 years, 2016 to 19, Ryan won 87% of the tournament he entered. In August 2019, on a Sunday afternoon, just outside Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, he won his 3rd world championship in a row. How did Ryan go from walking up in an alley with a fractured skull? How did Ryan go from waking up in an alley with a fractured skull to getting back on the water and achieving things he never dreamed possible? Interestingly, his workout and training volume stayed about the same. Yet there was a fundamental difference between Ryan pre-head injury and Ryan post-head injury. One that helped propel him to the top of the world ranking and the world record. Ryan found a different way of living in the world, one that changed how he thought about his performance and entire life. This book is about that difference. It's a completely different way of seeing the world. It's a completely different way of seeing the world. One that transforms not just how we think, but what we think about. It's a different lifestyle, one that revamps our hearts from seeking temporary, surface-level goals to seeking powerful, permanent ones. It completely reverses how we pursue peak performance. It's a completely different way of seeing the world, one that transforms not just how we think, but what we think about. It's a different lifestyle, one that revamps our hearts from seeking temporary, surface-level goals to seeking power, permanent ones. It completely reverses how we pursue peak performance. Ryan's life and performance dramatically changed by changing one thing in his life. He learned inner excellence. This book will teach you what Ryan and other world-class athletes have learned, how to train your mind for extraordinary performance and fullness of life. Whether we are athletes or not, we are all performers. We all compete to have good days, handle adversity well, get in a rhythm that flows with peace and purpose, and get great results. We also all have a certain mindset from which our performance and daily life flows. Your mindset is your overall attitude and the way of thinking that comes from how you perceive yourself and the world. These perceptions create certain attitudes and ways of thinking that become habitual. It orients your heart around what you believe is important and possible in your life. Your mindset sets the tone for everything you do. The mindset of inner excellence is this: I compete to raise the level of excellence in my life. I compete to raise the level of excellence in my life. I compete to raise the level of excellence in my life, to learn and grow in order to raise it in others. We don't pursue peak performance for the trophy or adoration, but to discover something within us and experience something we've never experienced before. We don't pursue peak performance. We don't pursue peak performance for the trophy or adoration, but to discover something within us and experience something we've never experienced before. We compete for the competition itself, to fully experience the moment and feel fully alive. We do this to help others, including our opponents, do the same thing, so we can all learn and grow and raise the level of excellence in our lives. We crave adversity and challenges as a means of seeing the truth about who we are in that moment and therefore who we can become. We don't climb mountains to get to the top. We climb to see who we can become in trying to get there. The peak gives us a goal and focus on our behaviors, but the reason for climbing or competing is far more empowering than an expensive view and social media posts. Consider the journal entry of Olympic speed skater Clara Hughes after winning a gold medal. In my heart, it is clear to me why I go to the line time and again. I can assure you it's not a medal hanging around my neck I'm after. Medals are things I sent to my mom in Winnipeg, which she in turn shares with friends and family. They are not what provide the deep sense of accomplishment, which fills my sense of self, in turn teaching me how to live.